Welcome back to my channel. This is the third part of a short series where we upgrade an old printer like a Creality in the 3, or in this particular case a GTEC 820, to a faster and more reliable machine. We will try to match, if we can, or get as close as we can, to a Bambu Lab A1, which does have the same kind of axis, and we can maybe get close enough to it. To do so, we will need first to calibrate and test the printer as it is with the new tool head, which we installed in the last 2 videos, and then we will install a Raspberry Pi with Clipper to bring the machine to a different level. So today we will see the test, the calibration and some test print, so that we can actually confirm that the work done so far is actually fully working. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe and click on the bell button so that you will know when I upload new videos. Thank you for now, and let's get on with it. Let's see what part of the menu we will need to carry on our test. From the info screen, we go to prepare. And the first thing we were going to do is move the axis. So we move the X axis to check if the direction is correct, and forwards and backwards, and it looks okay. We can do the same on a Y axis. And we can see that the bed is moving forwards and backwards. And we go on and move the Z axis and see if the actual tool head will move up and down. And it's actually moving up and down. We won't be able to test the extruder right now, or yet, because the extruder, it will not move without the actual hot end heated up. So we will test the bed leveling, and then we will warm up the hot end, and at that point we will see if we got all the function right. The bed leveling, it looks okay. It will pass 9 different points, because in the configuration we set 3 times 3 pass, which is 3 rows and 3 columns. Is now almost completing the 9 pass. Here we go, that's the last one. And let's go and home all the axes again. And the home is also done. Now we can go and preheat PLA. This one, it will heat bed and hot end, and we will wait until the hot end is up to 215 degrees, as we can see from here. There we go. Now that is on temperature, we obviously fast forward this part. I wish it could be that quick in real life. we can complete the actual test of the axis. Let's bring Z a bit high up. Around about 30, 40 should be the job. And now we can extrude some material. And I can feel the materials is going down. So we can definitely say that all the parts that we needed to test, they are fully working. Let's pass calibrating some of it and then to the print test. The Z offset is the distance in between the actual nozzle of the hot end and the bed. In theory, it should be of 0.2 millimeters if the slicer is set so. In practice, it very much depends printer by printer on how the flow of the material and other part of the printing is set up. Therefore, I will do the actual test like most of the other people do, which is with a piece of paper. But remember that not all the paper, it does have the same thickness. Therefore, is a very rough idea on how it works. The way I do it is I set it up with a first layer of a print and set the offset there, so that I can visually see how much plastic it gets extruded and the amount that it will be enough to not to be too squashed on the plate, but not too loose, not to connect one line to the other. We'll see that on one of the tests that we will do. For now, let's try to put this paper. Going to prepare. Let's home the Z drive. Let's put Z drive on 0, moving it very slowly, so 1 millimeter at a time, or less. Make sure that the actual paper, it doesn't get trapped. Then let's go to a 1/10 of a millimeter and lower it down, as I said, until we do have a tight but loose contact with paper. We are on 0.4 now. I would say that it's a bit tight, so I will go on 0.5, which I can still feel the pressure of both sides, the bed and the head, and I will keep it this way. Now, I will therefore go to Control, and under Motion I will have Z offset, and I will move it for now of 0.5. At this point, we can store the settings so that all the changes that we've done, they will be applied. Check that the temperature is still on 215, and at this point we can do the last calibration, which is the extruder, which it does extrude the right amount of material. So as we did before, let's lift the Z-axis. We're going to move axis and move Z and move it to 30 like we did before. We can move a bit higher as well. And at this point, with the light filament, that's why I'm using a pink rather than a black or a dark color, and a marker, we can start our process of finding out. We will need a ruler. We will do that in millimeters, just because the actual parameters and all the settings on all the 3D printing world is done on metrical. So we will mark, the 0, which is at the entry of our extruder, and we will mark the 10 centimeters on the top of our filament. At this point, we remove the extruder of 100 millimeters. It doesn't have 100 as parameters to move in one shot, so we will go to 10, and whatever is the number now, 120 to be precise on my machine, we bring it to 100 plus 100 from there. So we bring that to 120. And what we will need to see is that this black dots will end up right at the end of the entry of the extruder. Is calibrated perfectly on 100 millimeters. If that is not the case, we need to go back to the configuration file, do some adjustment on the stepping motor of the extruder, and try to set the right amount of filament that it gets extruded. This is very important because we don't want under extrude or over extrude, due to the fact that we're gonna have a very bad print. There are some formulas that you can download off the internet. If you do require, just put a comment down below and I will help you out to find it, on how the formula works to calculate based on the stepping of your own motor. The next test, it will be the first layer. To perform this test, I will use the slicer to generate a G-code for one layer height, 0.2 millimeters, for the entire, or almost the entire size of the bed. We now started the process of the one layer height to confirm that we have a good adhesion. The Z-off effect is working fine, and all the parts of the printer, they are well set on the size of the bed. Now it's going through the process of the bed leveling, which is just finished. Is now going to the first position of the printer and is hitting the bed up to 220 degrees, which is a little bit high for a PLA, but that 5 degrees, they will not create any problem for this test. And now start to print the cube from Orca Slicer. Is a print that it should take around about an hour and a half. So let's get the first couple of layers and then skip right to the end to see the quality of the actual print. I do not expect any speed at this point increase. We will push that later on. But for now, let's see what the quality of the actual printout will be. Here we go. Okay, we are on the first test, and I must say, it'll be the first test. I'm absolutely happy with that. Don't know if you managed to see the entire, all the parts and the screen parts of it, but it looks as good as you can get. No, maybe it can be better. The screwing parts obviously is as always there is a tiny issue with that, but considering all the factor to it, I am very happy for now. Don't know if you can see, we will mark this on as a 20 first run. There you go. Stick that one in there for now, so we will lose it, and now we go and prepare it for the benchy. There we go. Starting the print of the benchy now, as we done before. We will print 2 or 3 of the layers, and then we will come back at the end and see what the results are. There we go, we got to the end of the print. The benchy is done and is also done on a bamboo lab as I promised. Now we can see that there is a little bit of imperfection. In particular, we got some stringing happening. I'm pretty sure that the temperature is one of the issue. In fact, I normally use 205 and not 220 like this printer is set for the PLA. This is the actual Bambu Lab, which is not much to say. It's flawless as always. Bambu Lab is a fantastic printer, and we will talk about that in another series, another time. Let's see the bottom bit. It's not as perfect, or it's not as good as I would like to see, but brutally honest, is not bad considering what we've done to the printer, and it's not completely tuned. I'm pretty sure that we can improve the quality, but that's not our aim here today. We need to bring this printer to the next level, which is install Clipper and make sure that we can not only improve the quality but push the printer to be as fast as we can get, getting closer to a Bambu Lab. I don't know if that's really possible, but we will give our best shot. Okay, if you like what you saw so far, please subscribe and press the bell button so that you will be notified of any other video I will post in the future. I do have some content to propose, so don't miss it. Also, if you do have any queries or any questions, do ask in the comments below. I will answer every single one of them. If there are technical proposals or technical projects that you would like to see, happy to answer, and if it's possible, we will arrange to do one of the video based on your requests. For now, thank you very much, and subscribe please. I'll see you soon. Before we go, I would like to discuss with you a test that I done on the printer. The first layer that I print, it was kind of decent, but not perfect. That is definitely something that we can improve. But then I thought, because we got the same size of bed of a Bambu Lab P1S, why don't we print that on it? And I did. And well, the result was quite interesting. Let's see the two together, and I hope that you will be able to appreciate the various difference. As you can see, on the original one, let's see if I can put it right, there we go. On the original one, we got all this area, which obviously is not at the same level of this part, which is basically perfect. And we'll see that in a second, because I'm going to remove it from the bed. This is the part where I was tuning the actual size, the Z offset. Try to get that right with the lights, but I'm struggling a little bit. There we go, that's much better. This is the part which I was testing and tuning the offset. Then this part, it was quite nice and smooth, as you can see, and that is something that obviously show that there is a kind of going down on the bed. So once I done that, I changed the sheets, and I done the same on a Bambu Lab, and that looks very much the same. Apart this one, because obviously I didn't need to touch it, and some very small areas that you can see a bit already disconnected by it, that is got the same kind of area of distress on adhesion on the bed. Now that it can be corrected, obviously, and it's not too difficult to correct because it is on a straight line, but we will wait to do that once we got Clipper, and you will see why then. So stay connected and tuned, and click the bell so that you will know when I put some new videos up. Thank you.